Welcome, 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 welcome. So happy you're here. Welcome, everyone. And as always, let's do our little wave and say hi to each other. I love seeing your smiles so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for your beautiful smiles. Let me get a good look at everyone. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Duff. Thank you. Wonderful. So today's topic is from self-judgment to self-compassion. Again, I think one of the most important things that we can do. And it's one of those classes that I'll start with the poem to let it set the scene. And this will be by Rumi, by Jalaluddin Rumi, a Sufi poet. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in the grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. So out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Let's make this Zoom space for the next 20 minutes this kind of field. And that is the releasing from judgment. So if we talk about self-judgment, the Buddhist view here is very vast. It's that we're here to experience ourselves, that it's all about experience. So for example, just like a daisy is here to have the experience of being a daisy and also to have the limitations of being a daisy, because it's part of the experience of being a daisy, right? So for example, a daisy can't get up and walk around as much as it might like to, but it can experience the beauty of being a daisy, like taking in the sun, opening and closing with the day, being safe under the soil for a while, and then popping out into the world. A daisy gets to have that whole experience here. Let me share the screen since this is what we're talking about. It's the same with human beings, that we get to experience the limitations of not only being human beings, but of being this particular human being, right? And there are these limitations. And we don't really think of it like, we think of, oh, a daisy, how beautiful. We don't think of a certain daisy as having limitations, right? If we look at this beautiful flower. And maybe if the daisy looks at us, it would also think, what does this person have to be self-judgmental about? They have so much agency over their lives. They can do so much. But a human is also just here to have the experience of being a human and to experience those limitations. And just like a daisy strives to be a beautiful version of itself, it's the same with us, with our bodies, its limitations, our minds, so many limitations. I'd say even more limitations than the body. Our hearts with its difficult places in the heart, or a kind of, sometimes we have like calluses around the heart. So the heart can have its own limitations, which we cultivate. So as the flower grows, we cultivate ourselves. In this class, what I hope to do is meet those limitations with an open heart, meet those limitations without judgment, to know that I'm here on this earth to experience that. And the Buddhist view is so rich that even the gods have their own limitations, that there are Buddha's gods, but they have their limitations. It's more like the ancient Greek, ancient Roman gods. They have plenty of their own limitations. So just like if you were to have a dog would look at you and think you're totally omnipotent, right? Like your dog is like, this person can do anything. They can take me for walks anytime. They can give me food anytime. This person has endless power. So we can, in the Buddhist view, look at the gods and they seem pretty omnipotent to us, but they're not in the grand scheme of things. They have their own limitations in the cosmic sense. So it's interesting that every being, from daisy to human to God, has these limitations. And like every human is different, every daisy is different. One of the longest journeys I think we take as humans, that we hopefully take, is realize that there's nothing wrong with me, that I was created a certain way. And that's the journey from the head to the heart, because the heart knows there's really nothing wrong and that it can embrace completely. And so this releasing from judgment is the ability to not have aversion toward ourselves, And when we are settled there, we are so much more in harmony with what is around us. Usually, aversion towards the world is a reflection of aversion toward ourselves first. The more you get over that aversion towards yourself, the more in harmony you are with the world. So this week, give yourself time to yourself. Give yourself energy. Give yourself resources. And don't give yourself self-judgment. That's one thing we don't need. But the more time and the more energy and the more resources you give yourself, the more you open up to yourself. The more self-compassion you give yourself, the easier it is to not have those judgments. So that's my 5-minute introduction to from self-judgment to self-compassion. And in that spirit, let's meditate. So let's start with connecting to ourselves. So go ahead and find that most comfortable seat, and we'll take those 4, 7, 8 breaths. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale through the mouth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one last breath in this way. Inhaling deeply, inhaling fully for 1, 2, 3, 4, filling the lungs completely. And in your own time, exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we will move into our meditation practice now. So go ahead and sit comfortably. Your eyes gently close. Choosing a posture that's relaxed but upright and alert. Feel that length of your spine, that dignity of being here, that dignity of being in meditation practice. And relax the neck and shoulders. Find where there's strain in the body. Relax that. Bring a gentle hint of a smile to your lips. Feel into your gentle half smile and feel that smile. And feel each breath also bringing energy to your body. Every breath in, new energy. Every breath out, a softening, a settling. And now for a few minutes, just letting the body be breathed. With your eyes closed, just watching the breath, letting the breath be as it is. Just like in life, we can watch ourselves, release ourselves from judgment, let ourselves be as we are. So you are just a pure witness to your breath for the next few minutes. Whenever the mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath. And staying with that breath if you can, as much as you can. Sensing the breath move in and out of your body. And even sensing the body as a spacious container for the breath. So many places you can put your energy. Place that energy, place that attention on the feeling of the breath inside the spacious container of your body. And when you bring your mind back, you honor this as a moment of awareness. And when you bring the mind back without judgment, you honor this as a moment of self-compassion. Staying with the breath in this way for one more minute. And now take one hand to the heart. Take one hand right to your chest. And as part of this tactile meditation now, feel the warmth. Feeling that warmth of the palm to the chest, of the beating heart, the warmth of the chest to the palm. As you feel that heartbeat, wish, may this heart be happy. Sense the heart and sense the three-dimensionality of the breath. And now connect with the quality of heart by setting this intention. Set this intention to honor the heart, feeling into it and saying, as an intention, I release myself from judgment. I set the intention to release this heart from judgment. I give myself only compassion. And now see if you can know that you're connected with every person here, for they each hold this intention in their heart. And for a moment, holding space for their intention too. Sending the wish that each of their intentions, each of our intentions, comes to fruition. Wishing with this heart for itself and all other hearts. May all hearts be happy. May all hearts be kind to themselves and to all other hearts. May each heart know its own beauty. And you can release the hand back down gently and thank yourself for doing this first practice. Opening your ears first to the sound of the bell. Listening to that reverberation. And opening your eyes gently. Coming back. The bell in Asian traditions is a return to mindfulness because it's sound meditation. So it's a return to mindfulness. It's a return to awareness. So it's the end of a meditation, but it's also the call for new awareness. So that was our centering practice. I love to ask, as always, how did that go? We do so many variations. I'm seeing a thumbs up from Ed. How is that going? Heartwarming, emotional, wonderful, great. There's never too much that we can do of this because we're undoing millions and millions of different moments. So we get to do this maybe sometimes, right? But we can never do this enough because we're undoing so many other moments, so many other patterns. So this is like the ultimate vitamin. Or as a friend of mine calls it, we're in compassion gym. And we need to do this. Freeing, I wish it was longer. So Delphine will do another one now. Relaxing, good, moving. Analogy with the daisy. Yes, we're like that daisy. We have the limitation, but we have the freedom too, that every being has its own limitations, but it has its own freedoms. Wonderful. Thank you so much for writing. I really appreciate it. And how nice to all set the same intention. Usually everyone sets different intentions, but it's really nice when we can all set the same intention too. Like I release myself from judgment, and you share that with everyone right now. So we'll do a second meditation now. And in this meditation, we'll work with a compassionate image. It's not something we've done yet in these Wednesday meditations, but it's the second to last one of the season. So I decided these Wednesday meditations will have seasons. So we'll have kind of the winter spring season, like a TV show almost. But then over the summer, we won't have anything. And then we'll start again either in the fall or in January. We'll see how it goes. So either in September and January, we'll have another 12-week season. And I think 12 to 13 weeks is a good amount of time to do it. So they'll be back, but we'll have this week, next week, and then they'll be back in September, January. So a compassionate image, I think, will help make this experience complete. I want to ask you to create this in your own mind. It's not like you have to know a perfectly compassionate person. That's what religious figures and symbols are for, symbols of compassion. So I want to give you four options for this meditation. Pick the one that works best for you. So you can imagine a very peaceful Buddha, like there are all these statues of the Buddha, but kind of solid, smiling, endless compassion, here to spread compassion in the universe. So you can imagine a Buddha sitting joyfully in front of you. You can imagine if, for a lot of Christians, Jesus Christ makes sense, like a very deep image of compassion. In my mind, Jesus Christ was a great bodhisattva. So you can imagine that if that works for you. There was my teacher, Charles Hallisey, used to describe a moment in a monastery in the Himalayas where a very old monk was kind of in exile there in an old monastery. And suddenly someone comes through, and a monk comes through and shares the New Testament. And he's never seen the New Testament before. And he flips through this, the monk kind of at night reads through this New Testament, is shocked, and comes out the next morning and says about Jesus Christ, he's like, I don't know who this man is, but he sure was a great Buddha. And that really resonated with me because it kind of created a bridge, kind of like in shock, because I think if you really look at the words of Jesus Christ, they're extremely compassionate. Although organized religion, including Buddhism, always has its own issues. So you can imagine that. You can imagine kind of an old grandmother, someone wise and kind and giving. So kind of the perfect grandmother. It doesn't have to be your grandmother. It can be just an old, wise, compassionate woman. Or you could imagine Mother Nature incarnate, Mother Nature herself, whatever that means to you, full of vitality, full of creative energy, the divine mother, however she looks to you. So if any of those resonate, pick that image. And we'll use this visualization as a part of the meditation to release judgment. So we will begin meditating again. And again, see if you can find an even more comfortable seat than last time. Sitting with gentleness, sitting with dignity, meditating always as an act of kindness to yourself. Making a conscious choice about the placement of your hands, maybe one inside the other on your lap. Let your back be fully supported. closing the eyes, and relax your forehead. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax the jaw. Release the neck and throat. Release the shoulders. And release the belly. For a moment, connecting to the breath, noticing again the breath, knowing that each breath matters, each moment of awareness matters. And now from this space, bring to mind your compassionate image. Just imagine, create in your own mind an image that would be endlessly supportive. An image that emanates goodness to you. Take a moment to create it in your mind. And now feel that in the presence of this compassionate image, you can relax completely. Your body releases in the presence of this source of compassion. And feel that in the presence of this compassionate image, you can be completely yourself. There is no judgment, only total acceptance. So imagine this source of compassion right in front of you, and imagine it wishing you well. Feel that it is by your side and on your side. Feeling that with this loving presence, it is easy and natural to be as you are. This being sees the whole you, understands you unconditionally, doesn't want anything from you, and wants everything for you. Feel it sending you kindness right from its heart to your heart. And feel this loving energy touch you, warm your heart, soothe you, and give you strength, wisdom, and a new perspective on yourself. And now put your hands to your heart again and see if that hand can physically pour more of that energy into your heart of loving acceptance, of non-judgment, of experiencing yourself as you are. As Rumi said, you are the universe in ecstatic motion, feeling that motion through your heartbeat. And you can keep the hand there, or you can release it, whatever feels better to you. But acknowledging that just by virtue of being human and living in society, it's possible that you experienced some self-judgment today. And when you bring this to mind, see if you can respond to it with the same tenderness and caring that your compassionate image has for you. Giving yourself the support you need, because only you know exactly the support you need. And now say for yourself, may I be free from suffering. May I be safe and protected. May I keep myself safe and protected. May I find peace and joy. And when I don't, may I gently escort myself back toward peace and joy. May I be in harmony with all that is within me and around me. May I harmonize with it all, resonate at peace with all that is around me and in me. And just noticing what it was like to send yourself those wishes. And notice too, if there was a part of you that was slightly resistant to releasing yourself from judgment. Perfectly normal, perfectly natural to have this. But if there was such a part, feeling into that, any unwillingness to give compassion, and for a moment, keep even that resistance in your own open-hearted, open-minded, compassionate awareness. Wishing for yourself, may that part of me that needs peace, may it be peaceful. May any part of me that has a barrier to compassion, may that find peace too. Sending compassion to each and every part of yourself that may be agitated or judgmental. May I be kind to all parts of myself, even the critical parts. May I be happy and support myself just as I am. Feeling into that heartbeat, feeling into your body, and feeling into all the goodness you just sent to your body, to your heart, to your mind. So gently opening your eyes, coming back from this very expansive releasing from judgment practice. And thank you for going there. Again, beyond notions of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. And that's kind of our field of meditation. So, as always, I'll ask you just how that went. And as we wrap up, I just want to remind you that we're here to experience ourselves, and not just the good parts, or not just what we think are the good parts, because this is also kind of a cognitive trick. We're here to experience everything. So, as one of my good friends says, live everything, force nothing. And that's kind of the path of releasing from judgment. Thank you so much for your feedback on the meditation. I felt like I'd melted into myself. That's wonderful, freeing. Yes, self-compassion is freedom. Self-compassion is the freedom. Reassuring, soothing. Okay, wonderful. So it was wonderful to have you tonight. Let's just, from that place of open-heartedness, do our wave goodbye. And I always wish we had more time, but I realized maybe you don't have more time. Thank you so much. If you want to turn on your camera and just send a "May you be free from judgment, may you be happy" wish, it would be nice to hear a chorus of voices just for a second. Or just a goodbye.
Oh, thank you.
May
Thank you.
happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May you dwell in your
Bye.
heart.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Elizabeth. May you
Thank
be
you.
happy.
Thank you.
May you be happy.
Bye.